Hey, good morning, guys. It is Coach Lou, and I want to say Happy Tuesday to you. We've been talking all last month about fear, and I'm taking this opportunity this morning because I'm finally moving in traffic because we've had quite a foggy morning here in Central Florida, and I always like to come up with examples for you as to how we can put this into real life. Well, here it is. This morning, and you would have seen it, on the Weather Channel or whatever, we had a severe fog warning. So people would go, ooh, that's scary. There's a lot more accidents in the fog. It's harder to see, especially as the dawn's breaking and stuff here, and we can get some really heavy fog. But my thought process is how did the people process this? Did they leave 15 minutes early? Did they make sure their lights are on, their headlights are on, or are they getting out on the road and getting in a hurry because traffic is slower and bouncing back and forth lane to lane, or being extra cautious and hitting their brakes too much? Unfortunately, a lot of it is the latter, okay? The stopping the brakes, the not making the turn because they're unsure and so forth, instead of going, you know what? The fog this morning is not a freeze response, and some people are doing that. They're like getting on the road and they're like frozen to their wheel and can't make a turn and are scared to move, like the people that won't let me over, or they are freaked out by it and nervous and in that fight mode, they're mad. The other person's mad because they didn't leave ample time to leave, nor did I this morning, at that matter, to make up for the fog. I left on time as if there were normal driving conditions, but I didn't leave on time to accommodate for all this low visibility and all the fear on the road. But some people are angry. They're in that fight mode. They're jerking back and forth and can't understand why somebody would drive a little slower in the fog. Okay, yeah, it's a smart move to drive a little slower, not to be practically at a stop on the road. If you're that scared, don't drive until the fog burns off. But the other thing was, and I looked at the three phases of fear on that, or the three types of fear. You don't get out here and freeze. You don't stop in the middle of the interstate because the visibility's low. You're going. Hopefully, we didn't lose you too long there. The phone rang. But think of that on doing this month-long series on fear. What have you taken away from that? I thought, what a cool little example. Not in a like freezing, like, oh my God, somebody's chasing me or a lion's chasing me fear, but an everyday fear of, oh, this fog, it's scary, it's going to make somebody have an accident, or I can't drive, or I'm scared of the other driver, or I'm angry at the other driver because of the fear. So what is it today that you might face, that you might have to make the decision? Do I fight, flight, or freeze in a given situation? And the other thing we talked about that was really interesting is the levels of fear. Is it a perceived or is it a real fear? Okay, the fear of, I might need to leave a little bit early because it's foggy and I know that, driving conditions are going to be worse, would be a valid foreboding. Hey, that's kind of valid, I need to pay attention to that. The fear of, oh my God, every time it's foggy, there's a horrible accident and people are going to die all over the place. That might be a little bit of an unfounded runaway imagination fear. Could it happen? Yes. Is it likely to happen on a grand scale like that? No. The other side is, then you adjust. And let me leave you with this today. Fear can be paralyzing. It can be totally perceived and hallucinated, or it can be a foreboding that you need to take action, or it can be an immediate emergency response that I need to take action now, massive action, and make fast decisions. And that's where not letting fear grip you and take an overwhelming grip on your life comes in. What is it? Is it immediate emergency action? Is it, hey, this is a warning, I need to pay attention to something? Or is it, my freaking imagination is running away with me? When you can answer that question in a split second in your head, when you start to feel that emotion of fear, you can offset and decide what to do and take the appropriate action. Hey man, that could save your life someday. And it could also save your life by reducing your stress. Perceived fear is just as bad as real fear on the nervous system, sometimes worse. Real fear, your adrenaline kicks in, you run, you fight, you flight, you freeze, you do what you got to do, and you use that adrenaline. The perceived fear, aka constant worry, keeps that adrenaline and all these other hormones flowing in your body that you don't want flowing in your body all day long, and it eats away at you. Eats away at your physical, eats away at your mental. Yeah, crazy. So anyway, I had a couple extra minutes on the road this morning to talk to you, which I don't normally come to you on a Tuesday morning. I really, truly in my heart believe that this would be useful to you. Like the video wherever you're watching. Subscribe wherever you're watching if it's possible. And live with faith, energy, passion. Always live your dreams. This is Coach Lou wishing you lots of love today.